Hi everybody, it's crazy, it's Monday, and it's time for the UPBGE video of the week. Now, before I get started, gotta give a shout out to my trusted because you guys rock. To my crazy fam, I love you guys. Now, we're up to episode number 70, yes, the 70. 70 episodes in. Wow, that's a lot of episodes. Okay, so we left off last week on page 67, the beginning of, and let me kick it over to here so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, we finished up with tutorial underscore hat underscore 3 dot animated cap dot blend, and this is what it looks like with it on his head. And if we let me come over here and switch to here, you will see that he is now wearing his cap. And if I hit play, being a 3D window, hit P. His hat moves wherever he moves. Even if he walks forward, even if he walks to the right, even if he walks to the left, and even if he's just standing there just blowing kisses to everybody. Okay, so that's what we did last week, and what we're going to do is we're going to do the other hat this week. Okay, now if you don't know what I'm talking about and you're your first time cluing in, check the description, the game engine book, get the files, they're free, follow along with us. And I suggest you start at video number 1. I know it's 70 episodes in, but still nonetheless, get started from the beginning, work your way on up through, and you'll have a good time and understanding it as you go along. That's what I've been trying to do for years now, and that's one of the things I've come to learn. So, let's get started. Okay, so far so good. Let's now set up the second hat. For this one, you will create a new bone and a new placeholder. The reason is that you will make a different animation for this hat. The classy top hat will be a bit looser, so it should bounce more during the animations. Start by moving and rotating the hat.cap back to its original placeholder by the camera and reparent it to the empty camera.ph.hat.cap. Now repeat the same steps you did for the other hat. This time name the bone head.hat.bouncy and the empty head.ph.hat.bouncy dot because that's the end of the sentence. For the animation, make it more exaggerated with that hat slipping during the walk and the idle actions. One of the moments the hat almost falls off during the animation on an in the picture in the book. Let's just kick over to that real quick. Okay, if you notice that the hat leans a little bit, it tables this way and it falls back a little bit like it's going to fall off his head, but it doesn't. Okay, so let's see, hang on. After moving the hat.top object back to its original placeholder, camera.ph.hat.top, your file should be ready for the final adjustments. Okay, copy menu attributes add-on. As soon as you start parenting your objects, you will see that it's not so easy to copy over transformations. Blender built-in copy tools work only on top of the local transformations, and this is not enough when you want to copy the visual or world transformations. The difference is that the visual transformations, what you see, are an accumulated result from the different local transformations of the chain of parents. Blender comes with an add-on that allows you to do all sorts of advanced copy operations. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to go to File.User Preferences, and we're going to go to, let's see, Going to go to add-ons, of course, because it's an add-on, and enable the copy attribute. So you can easily go over here and hit copy. And as you see, mine's already done, but you want to have the copy attributes menu set. Okay, you want that add-on, you want to put a little check mark right there. Okay, then come down here and hit save user settings, okay, which mine was already done, so you shouldn't have to worry about, or I don't have to worry about that, but you might have to. If you've already set that one up, then don't worry about it, you're good to go. Okay, this add-on was originally intended only to bring over the copy menu Control-C from Blender 2.49. Bassam, its original developer and maintainer, was kind enough to expand it to help with its tutorial. If you want to try to pronounce his last name, I don't want to disrespect anybody's last name, so you know, we'll go ahead and just leave that alone. Well, I'll just call him by his first name, but if you wanted to get his full name, you want to give him, I want to give him definite credit, you know, then all you have to do is, if you go to that add-on, okay, and you click the little down arrow here, it shows his name right here, and any other person that has worked on it, because that right there will help out them, give them a little bit of recognition for the awesome work that they did in the Blender project way back when, because there is Blender 3.0 and there's also a BGE 0.3. So, but a lot of those add-ons are in there, because see, I'm using 0.2.5 of BGE and it's there. So you will get credit, you know, or it gives them credit for their work back in these older versions, okay? All right, so kudos to him and the other gentleman that worked on the project. If you don't want to use add-ons, you can go old school with Blender 2.49 workarounds. Duplicate your empty and do a clear parent. Clear and keep transformation in the new empty. Now you can use this object to copy the transformations from, delete it, and parent the hat to the original empty. Yeah, that's a lot of work. Just use the menu if it would help you. If you'd like to, you know, try to figure it out and, you know, give a, you know, the good old country try, you know, you can try that way. You know, all you have to do is duplicate it, duplicate the empty, and just clear the parent. And you're gonna, but you're gonna keep transformations, okay? And then you're gonna, let's see, and then you're gonna go to the object to copy the transformations from, delete the empty, and parent the hat to the original empty. Okay, so that's how, you know, you can do it that way, but it's just a longer workaround. You know, the copy attributes is one of the, you know, quicker ways to do it, and they worked really hard on doing it, so check it out. Alright, now that the animations are done and the armature is set up, we can move on to look to the implementation of hat switching on the fly. Okay, so what we're going to do is now we're going to come up here to File, and we're going to open, okay, which is hat 4 animated hats.blend. As soon as we open that up, now you see both hats back out here to where they were at originally. Okay. The interaction is simple. Click on the hat to switch it. Click anywhere else to bring it back close to the camera. When you pick a hat, the game engine will have to do as you did to tweak the animations. Take the selected hat, move it to the head placeholder position, match the rotations, and parent it to its placeholder. This is done by a script that is already hooked up for the camera. Okay, so if we click on the camera, come on camera, there we go. Okay, this is the script, or this is just the thing for the script. We haven't, they haven't hooked one up, at least not that I can tell. They got the readme. And oh yeah, there it goes. This is the hat. This is some Python here, so pay attention. Okay, Python work actually accents a lot of the program that you're trying to work without having to do all those connections. Okay, this just basically says, okay, you got controller, your controller, which is the current controller, the owner of the controller owner. Okay, this is your sensor click. Okay, so when you click on, click it, you click this little sensor here. Okay, it's going to say, okay, it's been clicked. Sensor mouse will be that wherever the mouse position is over that sensor. So if the mouse is over that sensor and you click it, it's going to send these two to this information here. Okay, I'm not going to go into too much detail because if you're not all too up on Python, then you should check out my first one. I'll make sure I have it. I actually have it in every one of my episodes, pointing towards it at the very end of the video, but I might put something like up here somewhere, around in here, who knows, probably way up there, but shh, don't tell me that because I think I'm close enough to it. Alright, so, but basically this is just Python, and it's going to say if you click, okay, and the mouse happens to be over it, okay, when it says positive, that means it's been activated, okay, then clicked hat, okay, which be either this clicked hat or this clicked hat, okay, and it gets the owner, okay, so it'll say, okay, now that hat has been selected, that's the hat we're going to pick, okay, for whatever key in G hat, which is this one. So if my left mouse button key is pressed, okay, it will do something and it will register that key. If the hat did not clicked hat, so if you have your mouse sitting here and you don't click it, it's not going to do it, okay, then it's going to click hat unware. So if you click anywhere out here, it's going to make it to where that hat doesn't get clicked, okay, else if you click in this area or this area, it's going to wear that hat. So if I click over in here, that hat's going to go on his head. Same thing with this one, okay. Now, I'm going to continue reading because I kind of read a little bit ahead, read that, and it does this, and we're going to talk about it a little bit here. This is done by a script that is already hooked up for the camera. This Python script is very simple, and you should be able to understand it after the Chapter 7 Python scripting. So, hey, something to look forward to. There's some Python scripting down at the bottom in Chapter 7, okay? The script accesses the objects, hats, and empty placeholders by their names. Therefore, for your local changes, it's important to follow the names as presented here or tweak the script accordingly, okay? So in other words, what they're saying is you can change these because in here there is, properties for each one of these. As you see, this one's called S-click. This one's called S-mouse. You can name this one, click, or you can name this one mouse. It really doesn't matter. It's just saying that that's a sensor click, sensor mouse, okay? So it's just basically, it's a left button click and a mouse over. Everybody knows that one, who has played with anything. This is just a script to help it along, okay? The Mango Jambo special animation, where are we at? Yeah, we're at 13 minutes. So I'm going to leave it there, okay? So we'll go ahead and play this one time so you can see what it's talking about. Now see, you see your mouse, okay? You can click anywhere else, but as soon as you click on a hat, it appears on his head, whichever hat you click. But you click anywhere else, it takes the hat off, okay? So that's what it's good. That's why Python is good to put in your script, for scripts in your games, because it does help it along, and it doesn't give you that hard, jar and or the complication of trying to make a mouse click effect that isn't a mouse click effect. Okay, so we're gonna leave it there at that. We ended this time on page 68. And we'll continue, it's at the bottom of page 68. We'll continue on with Mango Jambo special animation next week. So play around with it, and look at the code, play around with the code, change the names if you want to. You'll start to see how it works. A lot of people, they want to get their hands in it. Get your hands in it, play in it, mess with it, work with it. Okay? So till next time, guys.